Hi everyone, this is CA Pallavi Jha. So there has been a lot of hue and cry going around section 194 recently. बहुत चर्चा हो रही है इस बात पे कि सेक्शन 194 आएगा, क्या क्या उसके अंदर में इफेक्ट्स होंगे, कंसिडरिंग दैट द मेन पार्टीज who are going to get affected are the influencers or the doctors for that matter. काफ़ी सारे clarifications भी issue हुए हैं by CBDT which we are going to discuss in the next video. But before understanding about the clarifications, before understanding about the other parts, let's first understand what the section is all about. आखिर ये section कहना क्या चाहता है, किन बातों के ऊपर इसकी emphasis है, what are the things that it is going to cover and who are the people who are going to get covered under the section. तो पहले इस सेक्शन के वर्बैटम को समझते हैं, सेक्शन क्या कहना चाह रहा है, इंटेंट क्या है इस सेक्शन का, then we will understand the basics of it and thereafter we'll get into the circular where the FAQs have been issued by CBDT also. So let's first talk about the section 194R, and if we read the heading of this section first of all, the heading of the section itself says that it talks about the deduction of tax on benefits or perquisite in respect of business or profession. तो ये जो दो टर्म्स इन्होंने मेंशन कर दिए, इट हैज मेड अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग वेरी क्लियर. Considering that benefit and perquisite are something which has already been discussed in the Income Tax Act since very long. In case of salary, in case of business profession, we have been talking about benefits and perquisites. This section specifically is going to talk about the deduction of taxes on benefits or the perquisites, and that too which is being generated by the business or profession. So let's just first start with the section what it says and then we'll get into the elaborations. So here in section 194R subsection 1 it says, any person responsible for providing to a resident. अब यहाँ पे इसने दो चीज़ें बड़ी क्लियर कर दी. पहली, provider of the benefit can be any person and the recipient of the benefit is going to be a resident in India. Let's move forward. So it's saying any person responsible for providing to a resident any benefit or perk, whether convertible into money or not, arising from business or exercise of profession. Another important point. ये जो benefit arise हो रही है to the resident is going to come out of the business or the profession that they are rendering. By such resident shall, before providing such benefit or perk as the case may be to such resident, ensure that tax has been deducted in respect of such benefit or perquisite at a rate of 10% of the value or aggregate value of such benefit or perquisite. चार बातें इस सबसेक्शन ने बिल्कुल क्लियर कर दी. First, who is responsible to deduct the taxes? Any person who is going to pay or who is going to provide for the benefits. So the provider of the benefit is responsible to deduct the taxes. Second, who is the recipient in case of this section? Who is eligible for the deduction? It has to be a resident. Third, ये जो बेनिफिट प्रोवाइड की जा रही है इस रेसिडेंट को नीड्स टू बी जनरेटेड और नीड्स टू बी पेड फॉर द बिजनेस और द प्रोफेशन दैट दे आर रेंडरिंग. अगर ये तीनों कंडीशन क्राइटेरिया फुलफिल होते हैं, देन द पर्सन रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू प्रोवाइड फॉर द बेनिफिट हैज टू इंश्योर दैट टैक्सेस आर डिडक्टेड एट द रेट ऑफ 10%. दैट इज द फर्स्ट सेक्शन. Another very important point that it has also mentioned here, ये 10% की टैक्स आप कहाँ से कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? कहता है 10% ऑफ द वैल्यू और एग्रीगेट वैल्यू ऑफ बेनिफिट और परक्यूजिट. अब हमें ये पता करना होगा कि हमारा वैल्यू और एग्रीगेट वैल्यू ऑफ बेनिफिट और परक्यूजिट क्या है. This has been clarified in the circular issued by CBDT, which we are going to discuss in the next video. Let's move to the proviso, the first proviso. So, the first proviso here says that provided that in case where the benefit or perquisite, as the case may be, is wholly in kind or partly in cash and partly in kind, but such part in cash is not sufficient to meet the liability of deduction for tax in respect of whole of such benefit or perk, the person responsible for providing such benefit or perk shall, before releasing the benefit, ensure that tax required to be deducted has been paid in respect of the benefit perquisite. Achha, this section is talking about a very specific portion and a very practical situation. We have in this section been dealing with benefits and perquisite, which is going to be monetary and or non-monetary. It can be something which can be converted in terms of money, or it can be just a benefit being provided to the person. सवाल ये उठा कि अगर मैंने जो बेनिफिट्स उसको प्रोवाइड की है, सिर्फ बेनिफिट प्रोवाइड की है, what is the amount or what is the liability on the provider of the service of the benefit. बहुत क्लियरली इसने लिख दिया कि आप जो भी अमाउंट, जो भी बेनिफिट, जो भी परक्विजिट प्रोवाइड कर रहे हो, वेदर इट इज गोइंग टू बी इन कैश और इन काइंड, partly in cash, partly in kind, irrespective of it being convertible or non-convertible in terms of money, the provider of the perk has to ensure one very basic thing, that the tax has been paid on this certain amount of benefit. They have to ensure that the amount has been paid in respect of the benefit which is being provided. Now, how it is going to be calculated and what is the clarification that CBDT has come up, again we will describe with a complete numerical set in our next video. Let's talk about the second provision, very important section, the eligibility criteria and other things. So, it says provided that the provisions of this section shall not apply in case of resident, where the value or the aggregate value of the benefit or perquisite provided or likely to be provided to such resident during the financial year does not exceed 20,000 rupees. Very simple thing. If the amount of or the value of the perquisite that I am going to receive in a financial year is not going to be or likely going to be more than 20,000, very important term. If it does not exceed, which means if the amount, if the value of the perk is less than or equal to, perk is less than or equal to 20,000, there is no need to deduct tax. No need for this TDS section. There is no provision, there is no applicability of this provision provided. Very important part, it does not mean एक transaction 20,000 या उससे कम का होगा. The overall transaction, the aggregate amount of the total transaction in a financial year, if it is going to be more than 20,000 rupees, this provision shall come into picture. If it's less than or equal to 20,000, no TDS is required on the amount to be or the perquisite to be provided. Second condition, it says provided also the provisions of this section shall not apply to a person being an individual or HUF. Exclusions. The first exclusion, they are saying the exclusion part is only applicable to an individual or HUF, not for any other type of person. So, it is saying that the section shall not apply to individual or HUF whose total sales, gross receipts, turnover does not exceed 1 crore in case of business or 50 lakh rupees in case of profession. Very simple thing. If I am an individual or if I have an HUF, my business turnover is less than equal to 1 crore rupees, or my professional turnover is less than equal to 50 lakh rupees, provisions of section 194 shall not apply. इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट ये नहीं है, इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट ये है कि हम टर्नओवर कब का देख रहे हैं, कौन से साल का टर्नओवर हम देख रहे हैं. सो वी हैव टू मूव फॉरवर्ड टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट पार्ट. सो इट सेज turnover during the previous year, during the financial year immediately preceding the financial year in which such benefit or perk as the case may be is provided by such person. So if I am sitting in financial year 2022-23 currently, the turnover that is going to define my presence in this section is for the year financial year 2021 and 22. Very logical. As long as I don't know my turn eligibility, I cannot say whether if this section applies to me or not. And the turnover, the total turnover during the year can only be ascertained after the completion of the year. So the eligibility criteria has been defined for the previous financial year, immediate previous financial year. तो तीन चीजें हमारी बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट है इसके अंदर. पहली, बेनिफिट प्रोवाइडर कौन होगा, कहता है कोई भी हो सकता है, एनी पर्सन, बट उसमें एक्सेप्शन दे दिया. उसमें कह दिया इफ द बेनिफिट प्रोवाइडर इज एन इंडिविजुअल और HUF and their business income or the professional turnover is less than 1 crore, less than equal to 1 crore or less than equal to 50 lakhs respectively, they are not covered, which means they are not liable to deduct the taxes. Second important thing, whose income or whose benefits are going to be deducted? Eligible SSE, which you call. Resident individual, resident person has to be there, resident होना चाहिए, and they should have obtained this perk or they should be getting this perquisite in return of or for while conducting their business or professing their profession. अपना बिजनेस कंडक्ट करते समय में या प्रोफेशन परसू करते समय में अगर उनको ये बेनिफिट मिलती है तो उनके इस बेनिफिट पे TDS डिडक्ट होगा. एंड थर्ड इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट, द रेट ऑफ TDS इज 10% of the value of the perquisite or the benefit being provided. These are the major issues, these are the major factors or the major information on this section that is being provided. Subsection 2 and 3 are very basic section and they are very informative ones, rather an executive one rather than any interpretation required. So subsection 2 is talking that if any difficulty arises in giving effect to the provisions of this section, the board may, with the previous approval of the central government, issue guidelines for the purpose for removing difficulty. It has already been issued and we will be discussing about this particular circular in our next video. And every guidance issued by the board under subsection 2 shall as soon as maybe after it is issued be laid before each house of the parliament and shall be binding on the income tax authority and on the person providing such benefit or perquisite, which means again an executionary section, not the applicability section. So the major section 194R1 talks about all the areas which needs to be covered, which needs to be understood for the deductibility of the taxes on benefits or perquisites under business and profession. So let's meet in the other in the next video talking about where we'll be talking about the circular that has been issued by the board. उसके अंदर में काफ़ी सारी जो clarifications थी, जैसे value of perk या benefit कैसे calculate होगा, या फिर ये जो हमारा first proviso दे रखा है इन्होंने, जहाँ ये कह रहे हैं कि if it is partly in cash and partly in kind, how are we going to deduct or how are we ensuring the deduction of taxes. These all clarifications have been provided by CBDT and we will be discussing about those clarifications in our next video. So that's all for the video today and I hope that this is you understood, and if you have questions please do comment and we'll get in touch.